Hey guys, it's Jake with the NSB Woodsman channel. I'm back, finally, with a new video. First and foremost, I want to apologize for it being so long since I've uploaded anything. One, the winter came and we moved into a new house, so there was a lot of time dedicated to that and not so much to my channel or to any sort of outdoor videos. With it being winter, I haven't had the opportunity actually to get out for a winter camp this year. Quite sad. Generally, I try and get out at least once a year, but it's just been busy and my time's been occupied with other things. But I'm anxiously looking forward to spring, and with that comes fishing. At least for me, comes fishing. And one thing that I've been meaning to do for the last couple of years, I have here, if you can see, this is one of my favorite fishing rods, and the front eye loop, let's see if it'll focus on it, is a little bent, out of shape. Yeah, that's it, like sideways. So you can still see most of the circle sideways. You know there's a problem with it. So the goal today is to replace this. This will actually be my first time replacing any eye loop on a fishing rod of mine, so I hope it goes smoothly. And this one's just bent beyond repair. I wasn't able to just twist it back without it breaking. So we're going to give it a go and see how things go. Stay tuned.
I don't wanna sit in a get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight.
Alright guys, so for this project you're going to need the rod that you're going to be fixing. You're going to need some fly tying thread. If you don't have, and hopefully you have something to thread it with, you're going to need epoxy. You're going to need the replacement eye loop. And you're going to need a razor blade. And for that you're also going to need a lighter. So the first thing I do here is I carefully remove the previous threading job. I found that if you cut across the thread, it works best. Once you get the thread off, you're going to take the lighter and you're going to heat up the metal part of the rod tip. It's going to heat up the glue that's holding it, and it'll allow you to just pull it right off. Be careful, don't burn yourself. Afterwards, take some sandpaper, just a little bit, and helps if you just rip off a little piece and sand down that area where the thread and the glue previously was. You want that to be pretty clean and pretty smooth. Next, you're going to take some hot glue. You're going to warm up the end. This is going to hold the eye loop in place at the tip of the rod. I'm just going to paint it on there. Sorry, this is out of frame. But it kind of globs up there on the tip. And that'll fill the space in the rod tip when you put it on. Make sure as you're putting it on that you're lining it up with the other loops on the rod, and grab something to wipe off the excess. It's coming along. Next, we're going to take the thread and we are going to wrap it around where the eye loop meets the rod. And there are a lot of videos out on YouTube on how to do this, so I'm not going to go into it here, but essentially underneath the fingers of my left hand I've formed a loop so that when I finish wrapping, that's the loop right there, when I finish wrapping I'll be able to feed the tag end of the working thread through that loop, and then the tag end of the non-working thread I will be able to pull and close the loop and pull that working end back through all the work that I just did. That's it in a nutshell. I'm not going to show you this whole process though, so we will fast forward a little bit here in a second. Alright, so here's things looking pretty good. This is the part I'm telling you about. So I take that working end and I feed it through the loop that I've created. And then I take the non-working end and a pair of pliers. I grab that non-working tag end, wrap it around so that it doesn't break, and then I just give it a tug. And that pulls it up underneath all the wraps that I just did, and that way when I cut everything off there won't be one loose thread hanging there. It's important when you do wrap the string that you don't wrap super tight. You want it to look clean, so wrap tight enough for clean, but not so tight that you can't pull that working end back through. And this is kind of what you get. Not bad. Not bad. That's the factory job, and that's mine. Next, we're going to take the epoxy and we're going to mix that on a plate. Make sure you seal that off. Now this epoxy, once mixed, it says it has a working time of 20 minutes. So that should be plenty of time for you to take, especially if you're doing a couple of different eye loops at the same time. You should have plenty of time to use the epoxy. Always read the instructions. And all you do is paint it right on. Try and get a nice even coat around the entirety of the thread. And afterwards, you get a nice shiny coat over top of your thread. Make it look nice. Alright guys, so we got our front eye loop fishing rod tip back on there, replaced, and now I've got the epoxy on. It says it takes 30 minutes to dry, so I'm going to kind of keep an eye on this. I'll probably continue to rotate it a little bit until it does in fact dry. But it, I mean, you can tell that that's DIY job on there, and it's not straight out of the factory, but it actually looks not too bad in comparison to the other eyes, the other eye joinery there. So I might have a little bit too much epoxy on this in comparison to the other ones, but you know, like I said, it's definitely a DIY gig. I might try and remove just a touch of it. Oops. And be careful not to get it on your fingers. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you for watching. This has been Jake with the NSB Woodsman channel. Stay tuned. Spring is coming. We'll have some more fishing videos, hopefully some more camping videos. And if you have any questions, comments, anything at all, leave them in the comments below. I really appreciate your views and your support. Thanks so much for sticking with me. I know it's been a while since I posted, but hopefully I'll get another video up here in the near future. Take it easy.
Tell you all the things I know.